Hello everyone, I'm Troublesome Trucks and welcome to the newest episode of Crash City Requested. Up today we have episode 189 and this is a request from Winry Funny YouTuber Smash, and they requested an 8-engine free-for-all with engines Charlie, Dash, James, Stepney, Thomas, Ben, Neville, and Bert. It'll be the best out of 7 rounds. May the best engine win, and let's start the mayhem right now. Alright, round 1 is ready to start, and Bert is going to start things off for us. Also, the Halloween decorations are gone, as you might have noticed, so just back to bare grass, but still good. So we got James derailed the back wheels of Dash, but Dash is still technically on the track, and not for much longer as Charlie finishes him off, falls over in the back corner. Dash is the only casualty so far. We got Neville come out and Stepney right before Bert and James come back around. It looks like Thomas is about to get a big crash as Thomas and Stepney go down. That was a brutal encounter. There's still 5 engines left, it looks like. We got Neville, Bert, and James all in a line. Now James has his front wheels off. Ben and Charlie are on the other sides. Oh my goodness. James is about to fall one way, but Charlie knocked him the other way. Now he's going after Bert and Neville, but gets taken out by Bert. Quite a crazy round so far. 3 engines still remain. We got Ben, Neville, and Bert. Bert is pushing Neville around. We might need sabotagers. James kind of blocking the tracks, but not quite enough to derail anyone. And Ben's kind of pretty far away from the other 2 engines. Oh, I think James might actually derail someone. Ben, it looks like he could be heading for trouble. We'll see if he manages to get past James, and then we'll see what the sabotagers might need to do. And Ben does get stuck on James and tips himself over. Ben is now blocking the track, and Neville is going for a head-on collision. Oh, and he manages to squeeze his way through, but they have to get past again. And oh my goodness, oh no! They almost got past James, but then Ben was there too, and it was too much, and Neville fell over, and Bert is derailed, but he's still kind of on the tracks. This is kind of a close one. I almost could have been Neville, but I think it was Bert. He was behind it, and they both kind of stopped moving at pretty much the same time, but Bert is still upright and partially on the track, so I think we'll give it to Bert for this one. But wow, that was a close one. So round 1 we are going to give to Bert. Unlucky Neville. That was a tight one, but Bert is in the lead. Well done, Bert, from the Ironworks in the lead. Let's go on to round 2. Alright, and round 2 now starting. We got Bert going first. I think he went first in last round, but that was kind of random, but now he won the previous round, so he gets to go first again, so good for you, Bert. We got Dash now coming out. Thomas is on his way. Dash and Neville have an altercation on the cross-track. Neville goes down. Thomas clips Stepney. Stepney is over. We got Ben and Charlie sneaking out. Stepney and Neville, the only ones down so far. Charlie tries to take down James, actually derails himself, funnily enough, and he's still trying to go around. James eliminates Ben. Charlie's still limping around. Now James is about to catch up to Thomas and Dash. We got a line up there. Charlie finally goes down. Thomas derails on the points and takes James down with him. Wow, some quick mayhem here. It's fast and furious. We got Bert still on here. He could be going for another point. Then we also got Dash. Are they going to collide at the crosstrack? I think Bert might get away just in time, and he does. Bert could be looking at 2 points in a row here. Put him in good stand-ins for the rest of the competition, but he hasn't quite won this one yet. We might do a tiebreaker, but we'll just see if Bert derails himself by pushing Dash, or if Bert manages to derail Dash. Usually the engine pushing falls over first, but there's some exceptions to that rule too, so we'll let him come around here, and then maybe we'll move on to tiebreaker. And looks like they're pretty stable on the track. They've made a lap, and there's nothing really blocking them, so I think we're just going to cut things short and go to a tiebreaker for round 2. Alright, we got Dash on the left and Bert on the right. They're going to try and knock each other over, so whoever wins this will win this round. But Bert has 1 point, Dash has 0. Let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1, and go. And it looks like Bert is pushing Dash. Dash is spinning his wheels, but it's no use. And Bert pushes Dash over and almost lands on his wheels, but doesn't quite do it. That would have been cool, but he got the point regardless. So it looks like Bert, who would have expected, is now up to 2 points. So yeah, that's a pretty good start from him. The other engines might have to start targeting him until they catch up. So yeah, well done, Bert. You're in the lead heading into round 3. Alright, and this is now round 3, and Bert gets to go first again for like the 3rd time. Let's see if someone will be able to finally eliminate him this round. It looks like Ben's going at it and clips the back of Bert, but Bert slides by. Charlie takes down Thomas. Another brutal attack from Charlie. Now Ben has caught the side of James. James tips over. Charlie and Stepney go down. Neville's going after Bert. Oh, looks like Bert has finally met his match. Neville saves the day. We got Ben, Neville, and Dash left going. Oh, and Bert's trying to get himself back on the tracks with the help of Ben, but it doesn't quite work. Could be derailing Ben, and now Ben is caught up on Bert. Can he slip by? Oh, he just barely does. Neville was coming around. That could have been bad, but Ben managed to free himself. Interesting, we got Ben and Bert, but no Bill or Ari. Just going solo, these twins. And now Bert is blocking Neville. He's trying to get his revenge. Oh, Dash clears the way just before Ben comes back around. It looks like we're going to have a collision on the cross-track. Neville might just get out of it. Ben tries to get into the best of Dash, but Dash ends up crashing into Ben. And both the engines are over. And now Neville gets caught up on Dash. However, he's the only one left on the track, so guess he wins by default. So well done, Neville. You get the 3rd round. So 1 point for you, halfway to catching up to Bert. Neville managed to eliminate Bert and now takes a win. So yeah, well done, Neville. Glad to see you on the board. We'll see, maybe you can end up winning, get a couple more rounds. But yeah, Neville takes round 3. Let's reset for the next battle. Alright, now on to round 4, and finally someone other than Bert gets to go. This time it's Neville. We got Dash trailing up behind. Charlie the jokester. We got Bert. And now Neville has collided to the side of Charlie. Bert and Dash are now in the mix. This looks like it's going to be a big, brutal clash. Okay, we got Charlie, Bert, Neville, and Ben down. Dash manages to get through. I guess when I was talking about twins earlier, I forgot about Dash and Bash. So we got 3 different sets of twins, but none complete. We got Dash, Stepney, Thomas, and James all left, and none have points on the board. Thomas nearly took out Stepney. Now he's about to catch up to the back of Dash, and Stepney gets crashed into by Dash, being pushed by Thomas. Dash goes down. Thomas has his front wheels off. Can he recover? It looks like James is coming on. Oh, James pushes Thomas off and then falls over right afterwards. Wow, there's some fast-paced action in this competition, I tell you what, so far. So that was a close one, but James manages to sneak in a win right at the end there. He fell over right after he took down Thomas, the last engine, so, but he did get it. So James, number 5, takes round 4. Is now 1 point, tied for Neville with 2nd, but Bert still in the lead with 2. And the other 5 engines still on 0 as we head into the 2nd half of this competition. Alright, and around 5, we'll start with the number 5 red engine himself, James. Then we got Ben and Stepney, some of the kind of yellowish engines. I'm not quite sure what color Stepney is exactly, but some shade of yellow, I guess. And then Thomas takes out Ben. Now Bert and Stepney get into the mix. Stepney goes down. He's trying to take out the track. Thomas falls over. Bert has his front wheels off. James has made it around, and we still have Neville to get out. So all engines are now out, and now Bert and Charlie are still barely holding on. They're kind of about block the cross-track. Dash tips over Charlie, and Bert finally goes down. Made it like half a lap with his front wheels off. Oh, Dash crashes into the side of Neville, but doesn't quite take him down. James is pushing Dash around. Now looks like Neville's going after James. Oh, James crashes into Neville. Now James has his front wheels off, and Dash is the only one left going right now. Another high-intensity round. Dash is still going. James has his front wheels off. I don't think James can recover, especially with the points there that are notoriously known for derailing engines. But we still have Dash going, so I guess we'll wait for him to come around and just get a final result confirmed. And oh no, I thought we were gonna wait all that time just for Dash to get stuck on Neville, and as predicted, James falls over on the points, and it's Dash, the login loco, left going around the track. So Dash takes this round. So now the fourth engine to score a point, and is another tie for second place. So Dash, James, Neville, 1 each, and then Bert on 2. Others still on 0. So we only have a couple rounds left, but several engines still have the potential to tie up with Bert. So we'll have to see what happens. Round 6 is inbound. Alright, the final 2 rounds. Round 6 this time, and we got Dash going first. Only a couple rounds left, but everyone still has a potential to tie with Bert, so yeah, could be a new winner. But we got James taking out Dash to begin with. Charlie eliminates Thomas. That was quite a forceful takedown, as Charlie is becoming known for. James and Charlie both have front wheels off. Bert finishes out the lineup. James falls down, but Charlie corrects himself. It looks like Stepney's going after Charlie. Stepney and Charlie both go down. Stepney sacrificed himself to take down Charlie. I don't know if that was worth it, but we got Bert now going after Ben. The bees, the battle of the bees, and Bert derails Ben, but also pretty much derails himself. He's still half on the tracks at least, so we'll see what happens when Neville makes his way around. It looks like Neville probably will win this, but we'll see. Make sure, and Neville takes down Bert and clears the track, but his front wheels are still off, and he's just wobbling around. And it looks like that'll be the farthest he goes. So he got the point anyway, so now that's the second point for Neville, and that ties him up with Bert. So the final round may conclude the winner. Otherwise, we'll have to have a final tiebreaker to declare the winner. But yeah, the things are heating up as we head into the final battle. Alright, and the final round, we have a two-way tie for first place, and then a three-way tie or two-way tie for second place, and a bunch of engines with 0 points. So there's a lot of ways this could end, but there can only be one winner. So we'll have to see how we have to go about things to get that result. But we got Dash trying to take down Neville, but that backfired because now Dash is off. Don't know how that happened, but not going to question that. We got Bert going after Ben again, and Bert goes down but takes Ben with him. So, and now finally we got Thomas. 5 engines left, and Charlie goes after Thomas and takes down Stepney. Oh my goodness, Charlie on the rampage. I think he's taken down Charlie's taken down Thomas like 2 or 3 times in this competition. And he has a lot of speed, so a lot of brutal takedowns. James is now going after Neville and crashes in the back of Neville, and Neville goes down, and it's James left on the tracks. Well, kind of has his front wheels off, but it's mostly on the track, and he was the last one going, so looks like James will take that. So now we have a scenario we haven't seen in quite a while. We have a 3-way tie for first place between James, Neville, and Bert. So looks like we'll have to have a 3-way tiebreaker, so that's going to be interesting. So going to be a little bit confusing, but hopefully we'll make it work. Let's go to that. Alright, so for this 3-way tiebreaker, which we haven't done often, but so we're going to have all the engines go against each other. So we'll have Bert go against Neville, Neville against James, and James against Bert, and whoever gets the most wins will be the total winner. So we'll start off with Bert and Neville. So they haven't gone at each other before. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, start engines and go. And it looks like Neville is kind of pushing Bert, but they're kind of have their front wheels up in the air, and they're kind of just stalled. So we're going to reset them and try again. We might need a piece of rolling stock in the middle. Oh, looks like Neville's pushing Bert. Bert is slipping, and Bert is right at the end of the track, but he's holding his ground. Neville is really close, but Bert is still just barely on the tracks. I think we'll try one more time, but I think we might have to give this to Neville. So, and looks like Neville is pushing Bert again. Bert's coupling is kind of stuck on the track, so he's kind of jammed up. So Neville was the strongest, so I think we're going to have to give him the win for this. Now we'll go to Bert versus James. All right, now James on the left, Bert on the right. We'll see how this one goes. 3, 2, 1, and go. And it looks like James is pushing Bert. Oh, and now Bert is stuck, and both of them have their front wheels up in the air. So it looks like we're gonna have to reset this one as well. So 3, 2, 1, and go. And James is pushing Bert. Oh, and they just completely derail each other. I think James was the strongest. I guess we'll try one final time. 3, 2, 1, go. And okay, oh goodness. And James tries to escape. Well, I guess James was the strongest and did push Bert over, so I think we'll have to give that one to James. That was a close matchup, so now we're going to finish with the final James versus Neville. Alright, so Neville and James both won against Bert pretty closely, but now we'll have to see how they do against each other. So Neville on the left, James on the right. 3, 2, 1, start engines, and go. And James is pushing Neville, and James just slides Neville right off the tracks and falls over too, but looks like James takes that one quite with ease. So looks like James is going to be the final winner, so let's get them in the middle for a final recap and photo shoot. Alright, and the winner of this Crash City Requested episode 189, we have James, who barely managed to squeak out a win in the final moments of the competition. So he finished with a total of 3 points after a win in the tiebreaker. Then we have a two-way tie for second with Neville and Bert both finishing on 2 points. Then we have Dash on 1 point. Then we have 4 tank engines, Thomas, Ben, Stepney, and Charlie, who got 0 points. So got 4 engines, so only half the engines with points on the board, and 3 of them finished with 2, and then we had to go a tiebreaker, and it was really close, but James got his win in the end, and he was the last one. He just got his second point to tie everyone in the final round. So yeah, last minute effort by James, and it managed to win him the whole competition. Bert was dominant from the start, then Neville caught up, and James ended up winning it all. So what a crazy episode this was. Here are the final scoreboard. So yeah, but very close, but James takes it. So well done, James, and shout out to Neville and Bert. Very good efforts by them as well. So yeah, that will do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. There was some tiebreakers, some super long tiebreakers, and a lot of action-packed rounds. So hope you enjoyed it. So let's until next time, this is Troublesome Truck signing out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.